Families belong together. We will be rallying in Montpelier at the Vermont State House this Monday, June 25th at 6 p.m. On June 30, we're rallying in Washington, D.C. and around the country to tell Donald Trump and his administration to stop separating kids from their parents. March with us in Burlington, Vermont on Saturday, June 30th at 10 a.m., starting at the top of Church Street and ending at Battery Park. Families belong together.
If Republicans in Congress were serious about a solution, one of the things they would do is hold hearings about what is happening at the border and make Homeland Security Kirstjen Nielsen and Attorney Jeff Sessions answer some hard-hitting questions.
This is not a zero-tolerance policy. This is a zero-humanity policy. And we can't let it go on, Markley said. Ripping children out of the arms, inflict harm on the child to influence the parents is unacceptable.
Right now, thousands of children are incarcerated in migrant detention prisons. About 1,500 young boys are locked up in the concrete blocks of a former Walmart. In one of those cages I saw, there were 3 boys. They must have been brothers, probably 5, 6, and 7, and they were lying in these thin mattresses and they were holding on to each other. They had each other, and that's all they had in this mysterious world. Representative Peter Welch.
She was so traumatized, she wasn't talking. She was just curled up in a little ball. Women's Refugee Commission, Michelle Brain.
The United States government now has thousands of orphaned children in its custody and absolutely no roadmap, that alone a documentation for reunifying these kids with their parents. Think about the jailed tender-age kids. Many of them can't even speak. Carrie Eleveld.
They are not recording child-parent links. That means they've marked these kids disposable.
Health and Human Resources has 11,785 minors in its care as of today, an administration official tells NBC News. The total has increased by more than 500 in just 2 weeks. At the current pace, the number of children being held by HHS as a result of the Trump policy would hit 20,695 by August 1st. Jeff Bennett.
An official from Health and Human Services has told CBS News' Jacqueline Alamany that there will not be special efforts made to reunite kids already taken from their parents under the new executive order. Durante.
Democrats are the problem. They don't care about crime and want illegal immigrants, no matter how bad they may be, to pour into and infest our country like MS-13. The government's separation of immigrant children from their parents revives deep pain among American Indians. Institutions like the Carlisle Indian Industrial School in Pennsylvania had their primary purpose to kill the Indian and save the man. In other words, to engage in a form of ethnic cleansing and forced acculturation. Meteor Blades. All in his clear and wise command to Romans 13 to obey the laws of the government because God has ordained them for the purpose of order. Jeff Sessions.
Sessions is operating from the same playbook of biblical heresy that was used to support the genocide of Native Americans, lock black people in chattel slavery, and segregate people under Jim Crow. He's adding to the sin of making children the prey, something the Bible clearly recognizes as evil. Reverend William Barber and Dr. Liz Theoharis.
Japanese Americans weren't the only U.S. citizens housed in camps. Ruth Okamoto was 6 years old when she and her family were forced from their home in San Diego and sent to the Poston camp. There were 6 of us with a baby that was just a few weeks old when we moved into this 10 by 20 room, she
The
said.
taxpayer cost for detaining just one child is $775 per night.
The United States government now has thousands of orphan children in its custody and absolutely no roadmap, let alone proper documentation for reunifying these kids with their parents. Think about the jailed tender-age kids. Many of them can't even speak.